Imagine you're going about your day. Maybe you're at work, walking outside, or scrolling on your phone, when suddenly something feels wrong. The light looks strange, colors fade, and then the impossible happens. The sun disappears, not dims, not flickers, vanishes. Completely. In an instant, daylight collapses into darkness. The sky goes black as if someone flipped a cosmic switch. You look up and there is no sun, no glow, no warmth. Just the cold void of space staring back at you. The temperature begins to fall immediately. Not enough to freeze the planet solid, but fast enough that in the first hour, global temperatures drop by 5 to 10 degrees Celsius. People rush indoors. Governments declare global emergency. Power grids surge as billions turn on lights and heaters at once. Then comes the silence. Without sunlight heating the ground, wind patterns collapse. Storms freeze mid-formation. Clouds thin and disappear. Entire weather systems stop moving. The world becomes still. Unnervingly still. Across the planet, wildlife reacts in chaos. Birds crash into buildings, confused by sudden night. Plants slam shut as if hit by an eternal sunset. Nocturnal animals panic as the world enters a darkness too total, even for them. Space agencies scramble to understand what happened. Telescopes point to the sun's former position and see nothing. No corona, no residual glow, no gravitational disturbance. Which means the sun didn't explode and it somehow simply stopped emitting light. Within 4 hours, the oceans begin to cool. Sea surfaces darken. Marine life migrates downward in confusion. Coral reefs close their polyps, believing a permanent night has begun. By the 12-hour mark, temperatures plummet 20 to 30 degrees Celsius worldwide. Tropical cities feel like winter. Arctic regions become death zones of pure black frozen wilderness. Millions crowd into heated shelters. Fossil fuel demand spikes to levels not seen in centuries. Rolling blackouts sweep across continents. Cultural panic explodes. Billions pray. Billions cry. Billions ask the same question, is this the end? But beneath the panic, scientists race against the clock. They know one thing, Earth is still orbiting normally. Gravity hasn't changed, which means the sun is still there. Just hidden behind a barrier, a cosmic curtain, or a total unknown phenomenon that blocks every wavelength of light. Then around hour 18, strange things begin to happen. Auroras appear near the equator. Brilliant reds, greens, and blues dancing across pitch-black skies. The magnetosphere, destabilized by the sudden lack of solar radiation, begins to pulse violently. GPS systems fail. Satellites lose orientation. The ionosphere collapses. And then humanity reaches the final, most dangerous phase: psychological collapse. Crime spikes. Looting begins. People convinced the world is ending act with desperation. Some cities fall into chaos. Others unite, sharing heat, food, and light. And then, after 24 hours of darkness, a tiny speck appears in the sky. A dot, a spark, a familiar glow. The sun returns, at first dim, then brighter, then fully blazing. Shadows reappear, warmth slowly spreads. Birds begin to sing. The world breathes again. Humanity survives, but barely. In the aftermath, governments rebuild. Scientists rewrite textbooks, and philosophers argue about what happened. Some call it a cosmic glitch. Others say it was a natural solar lapse. Now, many believe it was something humanity wasn't meant to understand. But one truth becomes clear. We depend on the sun more than we ever realized. Lose it for 24 hours, and the world teeters on the edge of collapse. Lose it for longer, and life ends. For one terrifying day, Earth learned that daylight is not guaranteed. And when the sun returned, humanity realized how fragile its existence truly is.